Right, so we are in the beautiful world of Dokkan, and I decided to take on the Cell Max event with a double Piccolo lead. I was actually just trying to experiment a little bit just to see like how good this Piccolo is in this event, just to see like can he take a super, can he do anything. I didn't really expect to beat this Cell Max this easily, but I guess it makes sense considering the fact that they made that change where like certain like superhero units do more damage and stuff like that, so it's a little bit easier than when it was originally. And in general, this Piccolo is really good. Like, similar to the Tech LR Vegeta, the Saiyan Saga Vegeta, he has a active skill that lets you go Giant Form. I like that a lot. I originally thought that his Giant Form was going to be similar to, like, maybe, like, say, LR AGL Babies, where, like, it's random. Thankfully, it's not like that. I'm happy they didn't do that, because I like the Giant Form where you get to choose when to use it. It's really clutch. But when it's just random and it pops up, it's pretty annoying. Needless to say, this Piccolo easily demolished this Cell Max. This dude got demolished. He got destroyed. And what's crazy is, like, I beat this pretty easily, and I was like, damn, like, this is like a cakewalk. Like, is this a fluke? And I went in, I ran this again with the worst Piccolo. Was this Piccolo that I have as a friend is 100%. Minus 55. And I was like, let me try this one more time. And this time I did it a little bit different. I didn't even transform immediately. What I did this time is I immediately, as soon as I get to Tech Cell Max, I transform. I didn't do that this time. Ended up taking like 120k hits per. So I think this Piccolo, first 3 turns he can block. After that he can't. So for this run that I did, eventually I get to Cell Max where I can block, but for the one I did after this, I didn't. And he still took 120k, which is pretty good considering his passive wasn't fully built up. So he's pretty damn good for this event. I actually cleared a bunch of like missions for like within 8 turns and within 5 turns, stuff like that. I guess when you go Giant Form, it doesn't count the turns, I'm assuming, because I did like what, maybe 2 or 3 Giant Form turns per turn, so that's at least 6. So that's pretty good. I mean, I definitely think that if you were to do this with a traditional superheroes team and then brought Piccolo as a friend, I think you could still do it. Like, you'd still manage and have a lot of benefits. Because this was so easy with 2 Piccolos. Like, just went in, transformed. Boys started punching some Max, started throwing them, started flipping them over the line. I did a Kaniku Buster at some point. Your boy Piccolo, he's legit. He's actually pretty cool. I'm actually looking forward to doing the Red Zone Frieza event today. Because I actually did almost clear the event with a Namekian's team. It was a double Piccolo lead, and I almost did it. And the thing that ruined me is that, ironically enough, at the end, I had full HP. I basically brought a Phi TUR Piccolo. If you remember the OG Phi Piccolo, the one that just does 77% defense to friends, he's not good, but I was able to get a couple of clutch lucky dodges. And then, ironically enough, funny enough, what ends up happening is that I forgot to bring Whis. I brought Sensu Bean. And I got demolished because, if obviously, like that Phi Piccolo, he literally will take 300k normal. So, like, I couldn't do anything. I was just cooked. And I wasn't able to get it to clear after that. But I'll try again. You know what I mean? Now that we have this Orange Piccolo, we got some life blood that's been invigorated to the Namekians category. And we got a chance. We got a real chance. And as you can see here, I do have a pretty good superheroes team. I think the only person here who's, like, a fraud or someone who could really throw this entire run is AGL UI Goku. But, as you can see, once you transform with your boy Piccolo right here, and he does get the double key per orb, which is really, really good. That's amazing. You get like, what was that, 3 or 4 tech orbs. Your boy got the 18 key immediately. It's just so, like, Giant Form in this game, it's very hit or miss. I think for a long time, Hurdigarn was, like, the only good Giant because you could basically have him as a tank, and then you could also get below 50%, so you could kind of sort of control it. And then I think Tech Vegeta, the Saiyan Vegeta, he's one of the first few Giant Form units where you actually control the transformation, so I think that makes him really, really good. I do use him, although he is only 55%, but now this Piccolo's ridiculous, bro. Like, granted, he's not necessarily on the best categories. It kind of sucks that he's not like a Namekian's category leader, but he is Namekian, so at the end of the day, you can put him on there. It does, like, for me, I would have loved it. This is probably asking too much, but I would really love it if they would have brought back, made a new one, revamped, EZA, whatever, the Piccolo from the Saiyan Saga and have him be a Saiyan Saga, like Namekian Saiyan Saga leader. Because I feel like Earthlings isn't good enough, but Z Fighters with that Piccolo would be really good. Um, Especially if you could run the Kaioken Goku and the Vegeta on that team. I think that would be pretty cool and pretty awesome, especially putting like the AGL Kid Gohan. Like it could be a fun team. I would think that'd be a fun team. But listen, one step at a time. At least we got Orange Piccolo. I definitely think that this Orange Piccolo is a lot better than the Beast Gohan when it comes to like a fun factor. Beast Gohan probably is like more aggressive and he does more damage. But can he turn into a gigantic Chad Orange Arnold Schwarzenegger and just start punching the shit out of Cell Max? I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. If I'm not mistaken, that is not the case. So I think they did a good job with this card. I think at first glance, I thought this was like another disappointment because you don't have the actual Orange Piccolo. But him being a giant form kind of makes sense because obviously in the show or in the movie he turns giant. So it's not that bad. It's not, you do get to play with him and he is very useful. And I think that he does look a lot better than the Beast Gohan when it comes to utility and different uses. So as you can see here, pretty good setup. I mean, all I really need to do is just get a dodge or a survive with the Go Bros in the middle. And then this is where I didn't... So, again, this is my first time doing this, doing the stage with Piccolo. So I wasn't really expecting to live here. I was just kind of doing it to do it. I was like, whatever, let me see, like, how much damage does he take? Does he take 200k normals? Does he get destroyed? Like, I don't know how much damage he's going to take. I thought I could survive this turn with low HP. But as you can see here, I'll go through here. I don't think Cell Max supers at all this turn, which is good. We go ahead here. We're going to get the Fear, which I always forget that exists. I think that's the only thing that Piccolo is lacking. It doesn't matter as much because you take no damage to Giant Form. But if he had some type of a Fear mechanic, like on 24 key or something like that, that'd be pretty cool. If he does, I haven't seen it. I love the super attack, by the way. The special beam cannon looks amazing. Right into Cell Max crotch. And as you can see, we're taking double-digit damage here. Mostly because of the fact that our passive is way up and we are at the same time still able to block properly. Now right here, one thing I will take into consideration and mention is that this Piccolo does have like a Sensu Bean effect where if you're below 30% HP you will get full HP, but that only happens if and only if you've also been attacked 7 times. So the second time I did this, I did get below 30% HP. But then I didn't heal, and I was like, yo, what's going on? I thought this guy was a Sensu. Ends up, you got to get attacked 7 times. I don't like that, personally. I don't think it's a big deal. It definitely does make this Piccolo a lot better because you get a Sensu Bean effect, and you also get additional 30% damage reduction, which is actually really, really good. But I feel like it's not that bad where you're going to be fishing for it, you're going to be looking for it. Like if in a longer battle, Super Battle Road, or like a longer event, it might proc, it might happen. And he does guard on the first 3 turns, so you could do like what you do with AGL, Goku, and Vegeta from the Cooler movie. You could put him slot 1, try to take a lot of hits, and at the end of the day, that effect doesn't make or break him. It definitely makes him better, but I don't think it's enough where it's like the AGL, Goku, and Vegeta, where like you need to get their shirts off, they need to take their clothes off. Not for homoerotic reasons, but because of the fact that their passive just becomes so much better. Whereas with this Piccolo, as you can see here, even like my 55% Piccolo, and obviously he's 100% Piccolo, he's doing multi-supers, he's doing multiple attacks in the giant form itself. He's not really, even needing the full giant form, because if I'm not mistaken, I think either the second or the first one here ends up destroying this Cell Max because it gets an additional. So it is pretty good. It is pretty good, the fact that this giant form is activation based and you get the double key, and in general Chad Piccolo is Chad Piccolo. Like he's a really good unit. I like him. He's beautiful, amazing. Man came in here and made Cell Max his bitch, just like he did in the movie. Well, not really. If you watch the movie, Piccolo was like fighting the whole time and trying so hard to get Gohan to do something and contribute. Just like how it's pretty much the same as this game. Piccolo was just breaking his back, hoping that he would help, and it did not work out until the very last second. As you can see here, your boy Piccolo out here getting a triple super, ending it with a crit. That was crazy. Like that was nasty. Like that was a really nice sequence of events. I liked it a lot. And as you can see, this team is not necessarily bad by itself. Like say if we didn't finish that, we had the UI Goku activation, which could have done some damage, and then at the same time, if we were able to block with Piccolo and then let Android, or not Android, Gamma 2 do some supers, I definitely think this team, regardless, was going to be A-okay. And as you can see, got a bunch of mission success clears, mostly the biggest one being within 5 turns, which is pretty crazy because I explicitly didn't try doing these missions because Cell Max is so annoying, but I think since the update and with certain units, it's not that bad. It's basically like the Broly event all over again, where you have certain units that do more damage than others. But that is it. That is the end of the road here. We have this badass-looking Piccolo who pretty much breaks Cell Max's event. I feel like that was a really easy clear. There's really no reason to avoid Cell Max now because now we got Piccolo. There's no reason to hide. There's no reason to cower because Chadcolo here, and he will throw you in the shower. So that is it for this. I will come back later on with hopefully that Frieza clear after months and months of prying, fighting, and praying that Nail would tank. I now have a new secret weapon to take down that piece of garbage white supremacist Frieza.